71. Salutation to Bhagavan Ramakrishna, 1895. Dear Rakhal, I have now got lots of newspapers, etc., and you need not send any more. Let the movement now confine itself to India. It isn't much use getting up a sensation every day, but avail yourselves of this stir that is rife all over the country, and scatter yourselves in all quarters. In other words, try to start branches at different places. Let it not be an empty sound merely. You must join the Madrasis and start associations, etc. at different places. What about the magazine which I heard was going to be started? Why are you nervous about conducting it? Come, do something heroic. Brother, what if you do not attain mukti? What if you suffer damnation a few times? Is the saying untrue? Manasi vachasi kaye punya piyusha purnaha tribhuvana mupakara shreni bhif priyadantaha paraguna parmanum parvati kritya nityam nijahridi vikasantas santi santah kiyantaha. There are some saints who, full of holiness in thought, word, and deed, please the whole world by their numerous beneficent acts, and who develop their own hearts by magnifying an atom of virtue in others as if it were as great as a mountain. Bhartrahari Niti Shakta. What if you don't get mukti? What childish prattle! Lord, they say even the venom of a snake loses its power by firmly denying it. Isn't it true? What queer humility is this to say, I know nothing, I am nothing. This is pseudo-renunciation and mock modesty, I tell you. Off with such a self-debasing spirit. If I do not know, who on earth does? What have you been doing so long if you now plead ignorance? These are the words of an atheist, the humility of a vagabond wretch. We can do everything and will do everything. He who is fortunate enough will heroically join us, letting the worthless mew like cats from their corner. A saint writes, well, you have had enough of blazoning. Now come back home. I would have called him a man if he could build a house and call me. 10 years' experience of such things has made me wiser. I am no more to be duped by words. Let him who has courage in his mind and love in his heart come with me. I want none else. Through Mother's grace, single-handed I am worth 100,000 now, and will be worth 2 millions. There is no certainty about my going back to India. I shall have to lead a wandering life there also, as I am doing here. But here one lives in the company of scholars, and there one must live among fools. There is this difference as of the poles. People of this country organize and work, while our undertakings all come to dust clashing against laziness, miscalled renunciation, and jealousy, etc. Writes me big letters now and then, half of which I cannot decipher, which is a blessing to me. For a great part of the news is of the following description, that in such and such a place such and such a man was speaking ill of me, and that he, being unable to bear the same, had a quarrel with him, and so forth. Many thanks for his kind defense of me. But what seriously hinders me from listening to what particular people may be saying about me is, Swalpascha kalo bahavascha vignaha. Time is short, but the obstacles are many. An organized society is wanted. Let Shashi look to the household management, Sanyal take charge of money matters and marketing, and Sharath act as a secretary. That is, carry on correspondence, etc. Make a permanent center. It is no use making random efforts as you are doing now. Do you see my point? I have quite a heap of newspapers. Now I want you to do something. If you can build a mutt, I shall say you are heroes. Otherwise, you are nothing. Consult the Madras people when you work. They have a great capacity for work. Celebrate this year's Sri Ramakrishna festival with such eclat as to make it a record. The less the feeding propaganda is, the better. It is enough if you distribute prasada in earthen cups to the devotees standing in rows. I am going to write a very short sketch of Sri Ramakrishna's life in English, which I shall send you. Have it printed and translated into Bengali and sell it at the festival. People do not read books that are distributed free. Fix some nominal price. Have the festival done with great pomp. You must have an all-sided intellect to do efficient work. In any towns or villages you may visit, start an association wherever you find a number of people revering Sri Ramakrishna. Have you travelled through so many villages, all for nothing? We must slowly absorb the Hari Sabhas and such other associations. Well, I cannot tell you all. If I could but get another demon like me. The Lord will supply me everything in time. If one has got power, one must manifest it in action. Off with your ideas of mukti and bhakti. There is only one way in the world. Paropakaraya hi satam jivitam. Pararthe pragnya utsrajet. The good live for others alone. The wise man should sacrifice himself for others. I can secure my own good only by doing you good. There is no other way, none whatsoever. You are God, I am God, and man is God. It is this God manifested through humanity who is doing everything in this world. Is there a different God sitting high up somewhere? To work, therefore. Bimala has sent me a book written by Shashi Sanyal. From a perusal of that work, Bimala has come to know that all the people of this world are impure and that they are by their very nature debarred from having a jot of religion, that only the handful of Brahmins that are in India have the sole right to it, and among these again, Shashi, Sanyal and Bimala are the sun and moon, so to speak. Bravo! What a powerful religion indeed! In Bengal specially, that sort of religion is very easy to practice. There is no easier way than that. The whole truth about austerities and spiritual exercises is, in a nutshell, that I am pure and all the rest are impure. A beastly, demoniac, hellish religion this. If the American people are unfit for religion, if it is improper to preach religion here, why then ask their help? What can remedy such a disease? Well, tell Shashi Sanyal to go to Malabar. The Raja there has taken his subjects' land and offered it at the feet of Brahmins. There are big monasteries in every village where sumptuous dinners are given, supplemented by presents in cash. There is no harm in touching the non-Brahmin classes when it serves one's purpose, and when you have done with it, you bathe, for the non-Brahmins are as a class unholy and must never be touched on other occasions. Monks and sannyasins and Brahmins of a certain type have thrown the country into ruin. Intent all the while on theft and wickedness, these pose as preachers of religion. They will take gifts from the people and at the same time cry, "Don't touch me." And what great things they have been doing. If a potato happens to touch a brinjal, how long will the universe last before it is deluged? If they do not apply earth a dozen times to clean their hands, will 14 generations of ancestors go to hell, or 24? For intricate problems like these, they have been finding out scientific explanations for the last 2,000 years, while 1/4 of the people are starving. A girl of 8 is married to a man of 30, and the parents are jubilant over it. And if anyone protests against it, the plea is put forward. Our religion is being overturned. What sort of religion have they who want to see their girls becoming mothers before they attain puberty even, and offer scientific explanations for it? Many again lay the blame at the door of the Mohammedans. They are to blame indeed. Just read the Griha Sutras through and see what is given as the marriageable age of a girl. There it is expressly stated that a girl must be married before attaining puberty. The entire Griha Sutras enjoin this, and in the Vedic Ashwamedha sacrifice worse things would be done. All the Brahmanas mention them, and all the commentators admit them to be true. How can you deny them? What I mean by mentioning all this is that there were many good things in the ancient times, but there were bad things too. The good things are to be retained, but the India that is to be, the future India, must be much greater than ancient India. From the day Sri Ramakrishna was born dates the growth of modern India and of the golden age. And you are the agents to bring about this golden age, to work with this conviction at heart. Hence, when you call Sri Ramakrishna an incarnation and in the same breath plead your ignorance unhesitatingly, I say you are false to the backbone. If Ramakrishna Paramahamsa be true, you also are true, but you must show it. In you all there is tremendous power. The atheist has nothing but rubbish in him. Those who are believers are heroes. They will manifest tremendous power. The world will be swept before them. Sympathy and help to the poor. Man is God. He is Narayana. In Atman there is no distinction of male or female, of Brahmin or Kshatriya, and the like. All is Narayana from the Creator down to a clump of grass. The worm is less manifested, the Creator more manifested. Every action that helps a being manifest its divine nature more and more is good. Every action that retards it is evil. The only way of getting our divine nature manifested is by helping others to do the same. If there is inequality in nature, still there must be equal chances for all, or if greater for some and for some less. The weaker should be given more chance than the strong. In other words, a Brahmin is not so much in need of education as a Chandala. If the son of a Brahmin needs 1 teacher, that of a Chandala needs 10. For greater help must be given to him, whom nature has not endowed with an acute intellect from birth. It is a madman who carries coals to Newcastle. The poor, the downtrodden, the ignorant, let these be your God. A dreadful slough is in front of you. Take care. Many fall into it and die. The slough is this, that the present religion of the Hindus is not in the Vedas, nor in the Puranas, nor in Bhakti, nor in Mukti. Religion has entered into the cooking pot. The present religion of the Hindus is neither the path of knowledge nor that of reason. It is don't touchism. Don't touch me, don't touch me. That exhausts its description. See that you do not lose your lives in this dire irreligion of don't touchism. Must the teaching, Atmavat Sarvabhuteshu, looking upon all beings as your own self, be confined to books alone? How will they grant salvation who cannot feed a hungry mouth with a crumb of bread? How will those who become impure at the mere breath of others purify others? Don't touchism is a form of mental disease. Beware. All expansion is life. All contraction is death. All love is expansion. All selfishness is contraction. Love is therefore the only law of life. He who loves lives. He who is selfish is dying. Therefore, love for love's sake, because it is the only law of life, just as you breathe to live. This is the secret of selfless love, selfless action, and the rest. Try to help Shashi Sanyal if you can in any ways. He is a very good and pious man, but of a narrow heart. It does not fall to the lot of all to feel for the misery of others. Good Lord, of all incarnations, Lord Chaitanya was the greatest, but he was comparatively lacking in knowledge. In the Ramakrishna incarnation, there is knowledge, devotion, and love. Infinite knowledge, infinite love, infinite work, infinite compassion for all beings. You have not yet been able to understand him. Shrutva pyenam veda nachaiva kaschita. Even after hearing about him, most people do not understand him. What the whole Hindu race has thought in ages, he lived in one life. His life is the living commentary to the Vedas of all nations. People will come to know him by degrees. My old watchword, struggle, struggle up to light, onward. Yours in service, Vivekananda. 72. Care of E.T. Sturdy, Esquire, Highview, Caversham, 1895. Beloved Akhandananda, I am glad to go through the contents of your letter. Your idea is grand, but our nation is totally lacking in the faculty of organization. It is this one drawback which produces all sorts of evil. We are altogether averse to making a common cause for anything. The first requisite for organization is obedience. I do a little bit of work when I feel so disposed, and then let it go to the dogs. This kind of work is of no avail. We must have plodding industry and perseverance. Keep a regular correspondence, make it a point to write to me every month or twice a month what work you are doing and what has been its outcome. We want here in England a sannyasin well versed in English and Sanskrit. I shall soon go to America again, and he is to work here in my absence. Except Sharat and Shashi, I find no one else for this task. I have sent money to Sharat and written to him to start at once. I have requested Rajaji that his Bombay agent may help Sharat in embarking. I forgot to write, but if you can take the trouble to do it, please send through Sharat a bag of moong, gram, and arhar dal, also a little of the spice called methi. Please convey my love to Pandit Narayan Das, Mr. Shankar Lal, Ojha ji, doctor, and all. Do you think you can get the medicine for Gopi's eyes here? Everywhere you find patent medicines, which are all humbug. Please give my blessings to him and to the other boys. Yajneshwar has founded a certain society at Meerut and wants to work conjointly with us. By the by, he has got a certain paper too. Send Kali there and let him start a Meerut center, if he can, and try to have a paper in Hindi. I shall help a little now and then. I shall send some money when Kali goes to Meerut and reports to me exactly how matters stand. Try to open a center at Ajmer. Pandit Agnihotri has started some society at Saharanpur. They wrote me a letter. Please keep in correspondence with them. Live on friendly terms with all. Work, work. Go on opening centers in this way. We have them already in Calcutta and Madras, and it will be excellent if you can start new ones at Meerut and Ajmer. Go on slowly starting centers at different places like that. Here all my letters etc. are to be addressed in care of E.T. Sturdy, Esquire, Highview, Caversham, Reading, England, and those for America, care of Miss Phillips, 19 West 38th Street, New York. By degrees we must spread the world over. The first thing needed is obedience. You must be ready to plunge into fire, then will work be done. Form societies like that at different villages in Rajputana. There you have a hint. Yours affectionately, Vivekananda. 73. USA, summer of 1895. My dear, the books that Sanyal sent have arrived. I forgot to mention this. Please inform him about it. Let me write down something for you all. 1. No partiality to be the chief cause of all evil. That is to say, if you show towards anyone more love than towards somebody else, rest assured you will be sowing the seeds of future troubles. 2. If anybody comes to you to speak ill of any of his brothers, refuse to listen to him in toto. It is a great sin to listen even. In that lies the germ of future troubles. 3. Moreover, bear with everyone's shortcomings. Forgive offenses by the million. And if you love all unselfishly, all will by degrees come to love one another. As soon as they fully understand that the interests of one depend upon those of others, every one of them will give up jealousy. To do something conjointly is not in our very national character. Therefore, you must try to inaugurate that spirit with the utmost care and wait patiently. To tell you the truth, I do not find among you any distinction of great or small. Every one has the capacity to manifest, in times of need, the highest energy. I see it. Look, for instance, how Shashi will remain always constant to his spot. His steadfastness is a great foundation rock. How successfully Kali and Jogin brought about the town hall meeting. It was indeed a momentous task. Niranjan has done much work in Ceylon and elsewhere. How extensively has Sarada travelled and sown seeds of gigantic future works. Whenever I think of the wonderful renunciation of Hari, about his steadiness of intellect and forbearance, I get a new access of strength. In Tulsi, Gupta, Baburam, Sharat, to mention a few, in every one of you there is tremendous energy. If you still entertain any doubt as to Sri Ramakrishna's being a jewel expert, what then is the difference between you and a madman? Behold, hundreds of men and women of this country are beginning to worship our Lord as the greatest of all avatars. Steady, every great work is done slowly. He is at the helm. What fear? You are all of infinite strength. How long does it take you to keep off petty jealousy or egoistic ideas? The moment such propensity comes, resign yourselves to the Lord. Just make over your body and mind to His work, and all troubles will be at an end forever. There will not be room enough, I see, in the house where you are at present living. A commodious building is needed. That is to say, you need not huddle together in one room. If possible, not more than 2 should live in the same room. There should be a big hall where the books may be kept. Every morning there should be a little reading from the scriptures, which Kali and others may superintend by turns. In the evening there should be another class, with a little practice in meditation and sankirtanas, etc. You may divide the work and set apart one day for yoga, a day for bhakti, another for jnana, and so forth. It will be excellent if you fix a routine like this, so that outside people also may join in the evening classes. And every Sunday from 10 in the morning up till night, there should be a continuous succession of classes and sankirtanas, etc. That is for the public. If you take the trouble to continue this kind of routine work for some time, it will gradually make itself easy and smooth. There should be no smoking in that hall, for which another place must be set apart. If you can take trouble to bring about this state of things by degrees, I shall think a great advance is made. What about a certain magazine that Haramohan was trying to publish? If you can manage to start one, it will indeed be nice. Yours affectionately, Vivekananda.